Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm pretty great. As the title suggests, I've made this video because my niece asked me to, and because I'm in the running to be the greatest auntie in the world, I just had to do it. Her name is Nyx, and I kind of disapprove of her watching this anime at all. But we're here now, and she's pretty awesome, so I don't think it's had any kind of negative effect. When I was her age, I watched Candyman, and I think I turned out pretty alright. In preparation for this video, I rewatched season 1. After a couple of episodes, the thing that really stands out about Denji is his simplicity. His life has been so hard that toast and jam or honey is a luxury. I really enjoy this about him. My life hasn't been nearly as hard as his, but my country went through a pretty spectacular economic collapse when I was young, and we had major shortages of basically everything that you could think of. Queues for bread and oil and sugar. My father worked in a neighboring country and would have to fill his truck with groceries and drive them over the border every few months. As a result of that experience at quite a young age, I've developed a real appreciation for the simple pleasures of life, like a tasty I've developed a real appreciation for the simple pleasures of life like a tasty meal and a hot bath. It's why I've become quite good at cooking and baking. It's such a simple way to make life better. And who doesn't love something delicious? I'm not sure I would go with Denji's combinations, but I like toast. I like a good jam. Now, the other major thing about Denji, and the thing that occupies most of the space in his mind, is ladies and their boobs. And I assume other parts of their body as well, but mainly their boobs. Well, and perhaps also their lips for the purpose of smooching. Both Makima and Pain use their good looks and nice boobs to manipulate Denji into obedience and assistance. Though Pain doesn't really get it, and Makima definitely does. As an owner of a pair of boobs, I fear I've been wasting them this whole time. I should have found myself a Denji to do my bidding, though unfortunately I was not as blessed as Makima or Pain. At the start of the anime, the old Yakuza guy compares Denji to a dog because of his obedience and because he doesn't seem to truly struggle for his freedom or to reject the simple idea that he should be accountable for his father's deaths. That is, until he is betrayed. Though Denji isn't as gullible as the Yakuza think he is, nor is he as unserious as Aki believes, he might be a bit of a dummy though.
These guys had plenty going for them already. Why is it they wanted even more? Dreaming's not a bad thing, but if you're gonna get in our way, then you can all die!
So that is something to keep in mind. Denji is loyal until he is betrayed. Denji does have a good heart, but doesn't just dole out his compassion willy-nilly. He shared his very minimal food supplies with Pochita, and when he'd been stabbed through the chest, he fled with his devil friend. I find it difficult to build a prediction for him. He just wants to get it on with Makima. In order to do that, he has to kill the gun devil, which is powerful beyond comprehension, but he's so casual about it. He does speculate that perhaps losing his human heart and having it replaced by a devil heart has altered his humanity and perhaps his feelings and emotions, and that could be true, and why he takes the whole concept of the gun devil so lightly. Or he's just so used to living his life with some kind of huge task that he must overcome in order to get what he wants. Before it was his father's death, and now it is the gun devil. I don't know what his character growth is going to be. I don't know if I want him to have any character growth. I don't know if he should become any more complicated than he is now. And he is only 16. He's an interesting mix of innocent and jaded. He's gone through terrible things and doesn't really expect anything from anyone. Not for nothing, anyway. He's experienced such monstrosity from humans that the line between devils and humans is thinner for him than other people. Why not befriend a devil? Pochita was the only living being to offer him kindness and affection. which instantly puts him in conflict with Aki, who hates all devils with a passion. He sees nothing redeemable in them. And I believe he can only get along with fiends because he believes that he needs their strength in order to defeat the Gun Devil. And he even says out loud that he needs the strength of someone like Denji if he ever wishes to accomplish his goal. Aki is our handsome man of this anime. In my opinion, there should always be at least one. He's my favorite character, I would say, in Chainsaw Man. Those of you who have watched a few of my videos will be unsurprised to hear that, because I usually have a soft spot for the handsome ones. He breaks my heart, not just because of what he's been through in the past or what he's going through in the present, but because he seemingly has no future.
Curse. How many years do I have left?
You're gonna go out in the worst possible way. I can tell you about it if you like. What happens is
Don't bother. I couldn't give a damn about the way I die. Only thing that matters is that I kill who I need to kill. The rest is just details.
And he pushes forward relentlessly, full of determination. I believe he's resigned himself to death. He will die trying to kill the Gun Devil, or kill the Gun Devil, probably as part of a team, and be so badly wounded during the fight that he dies. Or if he's not grievously wounded, he's going to die soon anyway. He just wants to kill the Gun Devil and does not want this life in which his whole family is dead. The guy who doesn't even desire a future, who is totally given up on having one, makes a deal with the future devil. And for someone so seemingly at peace with his shortened lifespan, who seemingly has no desire to live, he makes very tangible connections with the people around him. He has friends who he cares about, who he cries for and mourns. He watches out for his team members and holds himself to a strict code. He loves Himeno, and I don't mean romantically, but I'm not ruling out that possibility, but he does love her. He cares for many of his other colleagues. You can see Denji grow on him a bit. Not sure about power, but I think Denji for sure. And then there's Makima, and he clearly cares about her too. He goes for drinks with his colleagues, teases them, gets to know them. It's like he has reasons to have hope. He has made connections, personal connections. He can see what makes life good, what makes it worthwhile, even with an insane job like Devil Hunter, and yet he's still fully ready to die for his vengeance. And though this dictates so much of his life, I don't think he ever says out loud, I want to kill the Gun Devil because they killed my family, or even says the word revenge. He says many times that he wants to kill the Gun Devil, but we only know why because of the flashback. And I do understand why he wants to get revenge. I think that I would too. I could see myself taking the same route that he has done if somebody had taken away my family. I'd want to kill the devil that killed my family. But I don't want him to go down this route because I like him. But at the point that we see Aki in the story, there's no going back. It's done. What's done is done. He's doomed. And I can see all the reasons why he could choose to not be doomed. But I can't say that I wouldn't doom myself too. I think what gets me about Aki and has my thoughts moving in this way is that he's not a recluse. He's not holding himself back from making new connections, from spending time with his friends and enjoying his life. Characters with this background and these intentions tend to be broody and sullen and a bit of a Sasuke type. But he's not. He's not as loud as Denji or Power or Himeno, and is clearly more strict and neat and things like that, but he has friends, he makes jokes. We even find out that he got his ears pierced on a drunken night out. So he feels different from the usual archetype of this kind of vengeance-driven character, and that makes me want him to live a good, happy life, just like his partner wanted him to. And speaking of Himeno, the anime does an excellent job of making us care for her in a relatively short period of time. And some of the other devil hunters too. It makes their deaths feel very impactful. I liked her, though I thoroughly disapprove of her behavior around minors. Though in anime it is kind of standard to have a character that's kind of creepy sometimes. What a first kiss for Denji, huh? So I can't end this video without talking about power. I adore this kind of dramatic, ego-filled, I'm never wrong though I'm kind of a dummy character. Her manner of speech is so enjoyable to me and makes her the most quotable character.
You stand in the presence of power! Oh, we'll defeat them with ease. It's a battle! A worthy adversary appears. Denji, observe, bear witness to this day, and tell the tale of power, the greatest of them all!
And I enjoy the moments when she's a bit more serious and like delivering impactful information too. I like the concept of devils and the world building of this anime. Makima as a character is very interesting to me. I can't say that I like her, but I am very engaged. I might like her in the same way that I like Orochimaru. I also really like Kobeni as a character, and that's not something that I would have expected. Of course, I disliked her when they got stuck in the hotel because she's very anxious, she's very nervous, she's like spreading her anxiety into the group and is fully ready to kill Denji so they can get out of there, and stabs Aki, so that's not very good. But when she explains that she became a devil hunter because her family is forcing her to make money for her brother, that is so tragically hilarious to me, and I don't want to downplay it if anybody finds themselves in a situation where their sibling is put on a pedestal while their needs are neglected. But goodness me, what a character! But then she turns out to be quite a badass and stops Denji from being taken when he's in his chainsaw form. And that makes sense that she would be badass because they all go through quite strict training, right? I took away that Kishibe trains like all the hunters and he's badass and he makes sure that they are all badass before they go into the field. So she would have certain skills before she's even allowed to go into the field, so it makes sense that she's badass, but I was not expecting her to be that badass. And even as she's being badass, she's incredibly nervous. She's just a bag of nerves all the time. And the money is so good that she's going to keep doing this job while shitting herself the entire time. And I am kind of here for it.
Kobeni, why stay with the Force when you could have left?
Because our bonuses are right around the corner.
So that's my honorable mention character. And of course, I did like Kishibe too. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you would, please, like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you'd like to. Before I go, there is one more thing that I'd like to mention, and I do feel kind of nervous to talk about it, but I'm going to do it anyways. I have just recently published a book. I self-published it. I wrote this novel for the first time. I began it in 2020, at the end of 2020. And then I did get like an agent and we worked on it together. We did the submission thing, but then she retired and no publisher wanted to take my book. They said that it was good, but they didn't know how to market it because it was a bit unusual in terms of categories. Doesn't really fit in anywhere. And trying to self-publish it myself, I can see what they were talking about. Like, I don't know what boxes to tick on Amazon because I wrote something a little bit different, I guess. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. But my book is Smoke That Thunders. My agent retired and then I got another agent and she retired too. And so instead of getting another agent, I think I'll just publish the novel myself and see how it does. The Smoke That Thunders is a magical realism romance novel. It's not very erotic or spicy. It's very more of like a poetic or literary romance. It's like a love story more kind of thing. It follows a couple through a couple of decades of their relationship and explores love in its highs and its lows, and how it gives and takes, and how you can become your best self and your worst self in the name of love. So if that is something that you are interested in, the link will be in the description. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good week. I'm Kayla, and see you in the next one. Bye.